what's up, everybody? It's your host, Jim Flanagan here. It's a special Moose Roundup edition here in week number 2 of the Moose Hockey League here in season number 8. Just coming off the Super Bowl there. That's why we're running the show a bit late here than usual. But nonetheless, we do have a show here for you guys. A couple great highlight videos here. We got the top 10 Sports Center highlight videos here. We'll run that here momentarily. We also have Giant 918 on the show here as we're going to break down, take a look at the teams here and how they fare off here in season number 8 after week 2 here so far. We're going to look at teams, should they need any, try and make any type of moves, how they're looking so far here, who's hot, who's not, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We couldn't get some of the video game highlights. We'll have plenty of those next week as we have a whole bunch of games here in the video library. Over 40 games already here recorded after week 2, and we'll definitely have a lot more after this. You're watching Moose Roundup, which comes here every Sunday night, depending on the time, sometimes 8, sometimes 9 p.m. Eastern. Today, just a bit later than usual. But let's kick things off here. First thing, before I go over to Giant 918, just want to remind everybody we do have a interactive live chat room going. Anybody that wants to post any comments, questions, I'll be taking those. And if you got Skype, you could run up Skype, and I'll join you in the conference if you want to speak and talk to any of the listeners out here. But before I go to Giant, like I said, I have that. We also have a special MHL bowling. There was a lot of members. The Moose family was involved bowling this past weekend. We have some highlight videos. We'll run those through here. But let's begin here. I'm going to run a clip here. It's the top 10 highlight videos here for season number 8, week 2. Now, we got a great response here as opposed to week 1. I think maybe since we're doing these top 10 highlight reels, a lot of people have been sending videos. We had over 40 videos here just for week number 2, so it was very difficult to pick here, you know, especially the number 1 videos, but we narrowed them down. I think we picked pretty solid 10 clips here. I'll let you guys know what they are, but let's go to that highlight here. Here's the top 10 Sports Center highlight videos for week number 2. The top 10 for week number 2. I'll run those through for you guys here again. Number 10 was Holy Diver with the game-winning goal. Number 9, The King, making a fantastic save there. In at number 8 was Emperor JT with the game winner. Number 7, Cloudy Days, had the game winner. Then a great save here, number 6 for Edge. In at number 5 was a 3-against-1 against JJDM. NJ Ski putting up a great goal there. Hockey Mike making a spin move goal in number 4. Number 3 was Albright with a great one-timer slapper from the point. Cool Jeffro with a fantastic desperation save there in at number 2. And number 1 was Hugh Laurie making that breakaway goal. That was for the MHL Sports Center. Send in your videos here for week number 3. Like I said, week number 2 was a hard decision, but nonetheless, we broke those down. MHL Sports Center comes to you guys Mondays through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can check the archives there if you want to watch any of the previous shows here. But let me bring Giant 918 on the set here, who's very anxious to come on here. Hey, Giant, how you doing, man?
Welcome to another edition of Moose Hockey League Sports Center. Continue to check us out, www.mooseonice.com. Follow us on Twitter, at Moose on Ice. Jim, what's going on today? Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know how much we could spend time on this, as I think many games have been rescheduled tonight. What are your thoughts, Jim?
Hey, I love you too, Sober, over there in the chat room there. If you guys got any questions, you can post them up there. I'm doing good here, man. Super Bowl just ended there. The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl there, defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers. A fantastic game there, great game. Great game by Aaron Rodgers there, the quarterback for the Packers. He had a phenomenal game there. I think could have even been better, but a lot of the catches there on the receivers, they dropped a lot of balls. But nonetheless, the Packers still managed to win that. We're bringing this Moose Roundup show here later than usual, you know. I don't think there's any games, or maybe a few games scheduled here today since it's Super Bowl Sunday. A lot of people reschedule their games for tomorrow or Tuesday night, so not much going on here for Sunday, Giant. What else you got up for us here for Moose Roundup?
Yeah, I mean, for this segment that I wanted to do this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about the standings, Jim. We'll go over the East first. And it looks like Blood, Sweat, and Beers with Ocho, Peter North Stars, and the Seaside Snipers. Dangerous in the West. The records don't lie, Jim. So it's very interesting to see how they'll continue in the season. But just look like these top teams are definitely getting into the playoffs. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Blood, Sweat, and Beers definitely top contenders there with Kuzi 87. They got a solid goaltender, Ocho Spico. So far, looking pretty good there in that East. You mentioned the Peter North Stars and the Snipers. A fantastic series just this last week. I believe it was Thursday night. Fantastic game between those two. And I think we're going to see more of the Peter North Stars and the Seaside Snipers here in season number 8. Probably meet up again in the playoffs. I would love to see a best-of-7 series between these two teams, because they put on a great show here last week. Phenomenal series. The Peter North Stars did win the series there, but it was close. It was close, and I think these two teams definitely got it there in the East. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them in the semifinals here in season number 8, Giant. Back to you, man.
Yeah, anything's possible. Some of the teams that are struggling, the Face Painters, the Banana Show being replaced with Ed the Pimp as captain right now. USMC, I'm Not Your Dad, USMC, unavailable for some real-life stuff, getting changed up. Shout out to Ed the Pimp, taking it up, taking it to the next step, taking over as captain. Whatever's going on with your thing, U.S. Marine Corps, we hope everything's well. We hope and pray at the Moose Center that everything's all right with you. But nonetheless, hopefully Ed the Pimp could do something with them. MHL East Northeast, the Thrust Fund Babies and the Victorious Valorians, anything could happen still with that. So that division looks pretty strong still. Sacrilegious Saints coming off a series win. Who knows what's going on with them? They still have a record under 500. So, I don't know how much really we could see. Again, it's still early. I don't know what you think, Jim, but that's pretty much what I see in the East.
Yeah, in the Eastern Conference, you bring a good point there, Giant. The Face Painters, kind of shaky here so far in season number 8. They started off all right, but not a great week 2 there. But look for them to bounce back here in week number 3. They're playing the Toucans and Whoop-Ass, and as well as the Splintered Shafts. I think Face Painters improved their record here. Right now they're all right. They're 6-5-4, but could be better, especially in that very competitive Eastern Conference. The Banana Show, led there by I'm Not Your Dad, USMC. Yeah, just struggling really. They're on a 7-game losing streak here. Not a great week here in week number 2 for them. And they're going to be changing captains. Ed the Pimp coming in. You know, we had issues with I'm Not Your Dad USMC. Some personal issues came about. Hopefully Ed the Pimp, you know, could fill in here and turn things around for the Banana Show. Maybe that changed there. Maybe that's what they need. The Banana Show needs here. We'll see what happens in week number 3. Trust Fund Babies doing great. They beat a great solid team, WSB, last week. And Hugh Laurie making that trade for the Trust Fund Babies. And it's working out so far. So let's see how it fares off in the season here for season number 8. Valorians, I mean the victorious Valorians, they're up and down team. Right now they're 9-8-1. They're very unpredictable. Sometimes, I mean, they got great games. Sometimes they get swept. So we'll see if they could change that up. A surprise here, week number 2, was the Sacrilegious Saints. I mean, these guys started the season off very poorly. They were 0-7-1. I mean, you take a look right now, they are 6-10-2. Definitely improved here, week number 2. Let's see if they could continue that. They definitely need to, like I mentioned, especially in that Eastern Conference. Back to you, Giant.
Moving along to the West, you know, very, very weak division in the MHL West. Aunt Jemima's Love Juice just above 500 with a record of 8-6-1. Splintered Shaft, so anybody could go in at 7-9-2. Grease Grapplers is 7-10-1, being captained by our own Al McGraw, struggling so far this season. This looks pretty. This could be one of the weakest conferences. Your thoughts initially, Jim?
Yeah, that Western Conference, especially that division you bring up there, where you got the Love Juice, you got the Splintered Shafts, and the Grease Grapplers. It's up for grabs in that division. I mean, you look at the points right now, Love Juice with 17, Shafts with 16, Grapplers with 15. I mean, that's like 1-game differences right there. So anybody at this point could take that division, and it's very close. But in that Western Conference with some of the other great teams in that West, like the Madhouse, WSB, the Bayside Tigers, it looks like, you know, it might come down to only one of these teams make the playoffs. And it's going to be a tight race here. Like I said, the Love Juice, Shafts, and the Grapplers, they're only like 1-2 point differences. So it might be a very competitive division here for season number 8.
Yeah, but let's move on to the next division, the MHL West Northwest. Madhouse on Madison with the McGillis team and WSB, WSLTP, headed up by Cam I Am. You know, definitely a strong conference, one of the probably the strongest in the West itself, this division. You know, War Pigs just under 500 at 7-9-2. You know, it doesn't look good for the War Pigs right now, but nonetheless, anything could change as usual. Going to the MHL West Pacific, Bayside Tigers, Beirut's taking a season off last season as a full, you know, just ended up being a full-time waiver, I believe. Stepping it up again, season 8. Just amazing job so far. 12-5-1. Shout out to Beirut, veteran member of the Moose Hockey League. You know, and the other 2 teams in this division, Death Dirty Danglers, Toucans and Whoop Ass. I mean, they're just struggling. Jim?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Toucans and Whoop Ass, Dirty Danglers, definitely struggling in that West. And the Bayside Tigers in that division are very hot. That explosive rookie team is looking good, especially in that division right there. We've got 2 pretty weak teams there, and they play them twice here, two separate series against those 2 teams. So the Tigers are looking real hot. I mean, I would be surprised if this team didn't make the playoffs. I mean, the other 2 teams definitely got to make a big run at it to take down the Tigers. And that other conference there in that West, Madhouse on Madison, I mean, just a solid team right now. They got the most wins and the most points so far here in season number 8. They're 15-3, just a tremendous record. And the other team there was WSB, which I predicted here last week when they were like 8-0-1 or something, undefeated. I said, don't jump on this bandwagon yet because I didn't think they played very top teams in the division, and it proved it last week, week 2. They got swept by the Trust Fund Babies. Then they lost another series after that. So WSB, I don't know. I mean, right now, they got go back to that winning ways because in that division with Madhouse, they definitely got to compete there. War Pigs, it just sucks. They're in that conference there, that division where they have Madhouse and WSB, two solid teams. Unfortunate for the War Pigs, but they got to definitely play a lot better to try and make the playoff race there, man.
Yeah, I'm really surprised too. It doesn't look like trades have happened in the next, as of yet, not as of right now. So very interesting to see with some of these teams with their losing records, see if they're going to be making some moves, anything like that. So just a great, time right here, Season 8, and hopefully still some good competition. Maybe some of these other teams that are struggling right now, they still got a shot to get into the playoffs, and so anything's possible.
Yeah, definitely anything's possible. I mean, we got a long series here for season number 8. It's the longest season ever in Moose Hockey League, so teams could still turn things around. Maybe some teams gotta make some moves here, get some trades going if it's not working out. So I know Sober Enough in the chat room there letting me know that the War Pigs are on a mission. They just came off a sweep, so they're trying to improve there. Mention we got a live interactive chat room. Anybody wants to post comment, I'll take any questions here live on the show here as we're live on Moose Roundup. Thanks for those points there, Giant. Now I know this past weekend we were actually we were bowling, MHO bowling. The Moose family went bowling. We got some highlight videos from that night, which I wanted to bring on the show here, show people here on the air. Let's take a picture here. It's we got Giant 918 on the far right there. He brought his ball, his lucky ball. Got myself in the middle there. I got stuck with a pink ball. Nonetheless, I still used it. And then Captain Funbags on the left there. I guess he's showing he's got blue balls because he's got a blue bowling ball there. But let's go to the highlights here from this past weekend. It's going bowling.
Parkway Lane here, Giant 918. Mr. Hollywood, how you expecting to bowl tonight, man?
Yeah, it was really exciting. I hope to get at least over 100 for my average tonight. That's just a little bit above average. Always think Moose family in life. Always be above average to your potential.
We'll be back, guys. Look at those, it takes so long.
I know.
Alright, at the same time, folks. There you go.
Captain Funbags here trying to go for another strike here. Go on, man.
We fucking.
Oh, shit.
That's a good luck kick. Here we go. Oh!
There you go from this past weekend. You got Giant 918 on the left there with Mrs. Giant 918, Captain Funbags with his girl, and then Jim Flanagan there with Mrs. Jim Flanagan. Just a great night there. I mean, we started off great, had a couple of strikes, but then people started drinking some beers there, and then a lot of gutter bowls there at the end. But nonetheless, that was from bowling from this past weekend. Pretty much it wraps things up here for Moose Roundup. I didn't have much video highlights from the games, but we'll have a whole bunch next week. Like I said, we have a whole big Moose library here. A lot of games captured. We just had to do a couple editing with the Super Bowl here. We didn't have that much time. Just to remind everybody, Mondays through Friday, 5:30 Eastern, it's the Flan Fan Show. Giant 918, Jim Flanagan, and Al McGraw, the Jam Packed Radio Show. You guys can call in, comment. That'll be tomorrow night, and then before that, it's Sports Center at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's Jim Flanagan here. Thanks for watching Moose Roundup. We'll be back next week, Sunday night, a little bit earlier, probably around 8 or 9 p.m. Sit on mooseice.com. Good night, everybody.